President Trump has declared that the United States is now officially at war with drug cartels, which he labels as unlawful combatants, according to a secret document obtained by ABC News. This dramatic shift in language has sparked intense debate as it positions these criminal groups as legitimate targets of military action rather than law enforcement priorities. But here's where it gets controversial. Critics argue that this classification blurs the line between combating terrorism and targeting criminals, raising questions about the legal and ethical boundaries of such a move. The administration's claim comes after a series of high-profile strikes on suspected drug-smuggling vessels in the Caribbean, including 2 attacks on boats linked to Venezuela. These operations, which resulted in multiple deaths, have been framed as necessary to protect national security, with the White House asserting that the cartels pose an armed attack on the U.S. However, legal experts warn that this interpretation could lead to unintended consequences, as it may justify using lethal force against groups that have traditionally been handled through traditional law enforcement channels. One Capitol Hill official described the memo as a secret war waged without congressional approval, highlighting the tension between executive authority and democratic accountability. The document also cites a legal requirement to report hostilities involving U.S. forces, but it stops short of naming specific groups, focusing instead on the broader threat posed by designated terrorist organizations. This ambiguity has left lawmakers confused, particularly after weeks of pressure to secure proper war powers authority for such operations. The administration's stance is further complicated by its reliance on intelligence assessments, such as the September 15th incident, where a vessel linked to a Venezuelan cartel was struck. The memo argues that these actions align with international law, emphasizing the need to eliminate threats that could harm Americans. Yet, opponents question whether labeling cartels as terrorists is legally sound, noting that such designations typically restrict financial support, not authorize deadly force. This debate underscores a deeper issue. Should the U.S. treat drug cartels as enemies in a war or as criminals in a law enforcement context? As the Trump administration pushes for a more aggressive approach to curb drug trafficking, the line between national security and overreach remains fiercely contested. What do you think? Should these groups be treated as terrorists or criminals? Share your view in the comments below.